Hello everyone, I am back today with another video, and this is going to be another ranked game on Strategus AppSpot. This again is going to be another game against Nightwolf. He is someone that I do play very often, and so this will be another installment in our games that I've been uploading to YouTube recently. Before this game we had a draw, and that's I think the last video I actually uploaded. And then before that I actually lost to him. So if it maybe even up the score in this game if I could actually get the win here, so that would be nice. I'm gonna be aggressive with my colonel there. Getting just a scout there is kind of lame, but oh well. So he's advancing in the center, which is actually kind of uncommon for him. Okay, I'll take that. I'm going to do that because here's my reasoning. That's probably a colonel. I don't want to risk losing it if it's the general or marshal, and then he takes my captain. But yeah, as I figured, it was a colonel. The only reason I didn't hit it with my own colonel is because that was general or marshal, then I lose both pieces. And if that was his general marshal, which is quite unlikely anyway, then I'm better giving him just that one colonel instead of giving him both pieces. Anyway, so pretty interesting start over there. He's used one more scout than me. He also has lost a sergeant, and neither of us have any info except for this captain right here. So I'm going to try to come up with my major and see what happens. Okay, he's going to scout me. It's not the best outcome, although he's already down to only 2 scouts. I will hit that piece. That makes sense to be a major. Third row. I wouldn't probably expect Marsh or Gen there, and he'll just trade that off. Surely not another colonel after you already had a colonel that was right here. You wouldn't put 2 colonels here unless this was your marshal or spy. But considering how he's been leaving that open to be scouted, I find that highly unlikely. So the only logical conclusion was that this was a major, and it was. Alright, so he's actually going to hit that for info, so I'm going to be down a lieutenant, now up a captain. Of course, already up that sergeant. The center is pretty well stacked, but what that means is that it's also possible I might be able to, or I might give away info too much if he is able to trade with majors and have scouts at the ready. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. So he's evacuating this left side here. I'm going to go ahead and probably use a couple scouts and see what we have going on here. So that's rather interesting. He's got a captain here. I must say, I don't think he would have a bomb next to a captain. So I am going to risk this, and I am going to hit that. Sergeant, excellent. Okay, then he has a major there. I'll come up with this sergeant since I'm up 2 and I can afford to lose 1 to info. He only knows this captain, none of these have moved, so I have a strong ability to bluff cover here, because none of these are moved or known. I'm going to pressure this major with my colonel, just because I'm quite certain one of these 2 is a good piece. Probably Marshal. You like to have Marshal in the flanks and General in the center. It actually wouldn't be a horrible idea if my spy was more accessible to put my spy here and then take with Colonel. Because it usually is his Marshal that's on the flanks there. But that's a bit unfortunate. Okay. That's not the greatest. I didn't figure he would have his last scout waiting there. Whoa, okay, I'll take that. I honestly figured that was going to be a trade of generals. I figured he usually has his general pretty prevalent in the center. I figured he might be trying to trade it. Now I can take this major and go up a major instead of a colonel and get the info that I need. But that's a very good catch for me there. Okay. I'm of course going to take this right there. Probably Marshal. Oh, Marshal 3rd row. Wow. So let's see if I just threaten his captain, what he does here. I'd be mildly surprised if he takes. General, perfect, so now we're even on info. It's good for me there. Okay, that's fine. He might actually auto here. Okay, I'll go here. I might try to scout this, just because. Since he's not moving it, I'm just going to leave that there and see if I can trap his gen. Perfect, okay. If you're him, what you need to do is come down with your marshal. That's kind of annoying. Okay. Whatever. I can't really do anything to stop that. Unless he wants to give me a free piece, we're trading here. Anyway, I think if you're him, the play is to bring down your marshal and prevent a trade. Okay, I guess I'll scout that. Captain, okay. So, a slight problem for me is I believe both of these majors are known, which isn't awesome or anything. But I know his marshal, I know two of his captains here, so he has to be very careful about those. And I can be aggressive on the right side here. So being up that colonel really helped because it transferred into being up a major. I'd assume this might be the spy. It's gotta be, it had to be one of these two pieces I was thinking. But now we know captain, captain, marshal, spy. I don't know that spy, but I'm assuming it's probably spy. Interesting, is he trying to invite me to trade? Because he's bringing his pieces together here. Yeah, I believe he's trying to trade or something. Okay. Okay, so that's not his major, otherwise he would have tried to blitz me here. Let me see, I want to be aggressive with these here. He knows this is my last major, but I don't want to necessarily remind him of that fact either. These are his two captains that I know, so it might be useful to try to blitz him here and see what happens. So that's going to be his major. That makes sense. Okay. So he's basically revealed that as his major. It makes sense spawning next to the marshal there. But here's his captain, captain, major. I know this is going to be his major here. That's the only play that makes sense for him. Okay. He's out of scouts. I'm going to try to be aggressive with that there. This is a pretty interesting situation. We got Marshall here. I'll take that. If he wants to try to grab my captain, then I'll smash into all these move pieces here, which I know is at least one captain. Can't remember if that was the second one or not. But things would be very bad for him if he tried to take this captain. Okay, I'll let him come and trade if he wants to do that. He's no longer up a lieutenant, which is not good for him. Okay, so we'll trade that off. My major might have a chance at smashing into his pieces here. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and smash in with my major. See what happens here. Okay, so I'm guessing this is the captain, which is a convenient place for the captain to be because I can really just kill all of these pieces. There's a spy, as I figured. And I should get that minor. Okay, so these appear to be his two captains. Okay, I'll just leave that there then. And see if I can trade captains here. That would be very good if I could. I'll do that. Well. Okay, I guess he's gonna lotto here now, which is a bit inconvenient. I don't love that. Okay. As long as I don't give him another lieutenant, I'm fine. I can afford to lose sergeants and minors here. I'm actually not going to trade this. I'll be annoying like that. So I'm up a sergeant, a major, and a spy. He's up a lieutenant. That lieutenant wasn't amazing, because really what he just did there is transfer being down a captain to being down a lieutenant. So I don't love that he was able to lotto that lieutenant there. But okay, so I'll just retreat with my sergeant here, because he's giving me the opportunity to do that. My flag is very well protected on this left side, considering that I have been confined over here. Alright, perfect. Okay, so that tells me right off the bat that's a lieutenant. So that's good to know. That's most likely another lieutenant, but I'm not sure about that, of course. Okay, so here's his last lieutenant then. Now if I play this right, I might be able to skewer his lieutenants in the center. If he keeps them there too long, my captain will be around this side before he can do anything about it. And I'm not going to worry about keeping the captain concealed there. Or not concealed, but trapped, I should say. Alright, so I'll go ahead and collect this lieutenant. That sounds good to me. I'm going to save this lieutenant just to be really safe here. Okay, I'm fine with that now. I have this under control. He had me nervous for a minute there because his captain and lieutenant both had really good lotto opportunities around here. I'm fine with trading that. I know his lieutenant. I have an advantage in sergeants, so this should be a wrap here. As long as I can just keep his lieutenant contained, then I should be fine. Okay. Easy enough. Now that I have a 2-sergeant lead, I should be able to trade him, actually. Trade lieutenants with him. And he did have me nervous for a while because he could have come in with his captain and his lieutenant. I'm surprised he didn't, actually, considering what he was down and how he really needed Lotto to win the game, I think. But I'm going to take that win. That was a pretty close win. I really had to eke that one out. He did play well to apply so much pressure to me on both sides there. I think I might have been able to avoid that better, but I'm not sure. Okay, so this lieutenant should be able to make it in time, so I'll just use that. Okay, now I can trap this with my sergeant. Okay. Alright, so there you can see our head-to-head is now 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. For games I've uploaded, it's 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw. But that is definitely a win I'm going to take. As I said, he did scare me for a little bit with his lieutenant and captain. I figured he might lotto and do that successfully. But after he applied the pressure, he didn't really take advantage of it, which might have been due to fear of bombs, but I'll definitely take how that ended up, so I'm very happy with that win. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.